man, she just wanna go live. She don't want no love, she just wanna go live.
Hey YouTube, it's your man Sharks, and today I have a little Smite video for you in comparison with Paragon. First of all, sorry for my voice, I'm having a little cold right now, but nothing too bad anymore, so I decided to make this video. In the past, when it was announced that Paragon will be shut down, I've uploaded another Smite video in which I told you guys that I will upload more Smite content in future. Well, it never really came to that because I didn't get into Smite that well, but now, since the new post-Paragon games are coming up soon, I'm currently the most hyped about Core and Predecessor, I thought like, maybe let's give it another try. Since my supposed to be final Paragon cinematic, I uploaded 2 more Paragon cinematics in which I also put some clips of Core. They published a video series of their proof of concept for the game and it looks absolutely phenomenal. Links are in the description, check it out. My favorite hero in Paragon was Gideon, as you might be able to tell, and I thought like, who could be a Gideon in Smite? Well, there's no 100% catch, but there are 2 characters which are type of really close to him. These are Janus and Hades. Janus is pretty similar to Gideon because he is pretty squishy and he has these portals. His first ability can be a portal if it's applied to a wall, or if you put the portal on the ground, if an enemy steps on it, he will fall through it and comes back from the sky, and when he touches the ground he will get damage. This is like Gideon's first meteor. I guess you can compare that a bit, because he has another ability which is a projectile. To be honest, there are 2 projectiles which shoot forward in a pretty strange way, but they deal a huge amount of damage, and I guess you can compare that to Gideon's second meteor which he shoots forward too. So with these 2 abilities he literally has the portal, the first meteor and the second meteor are just a little bit different. Then he has a third ability which is like a buff. If he walks over it he gets a speed buff, but that's nothing like Gideon had. His ultimate is also pretty different. With his ultimate, Janus shoots a long range projectile which creates portals when it hits walls, which deals a ton of damage. This is actually pretty great for executing enemies which like have 30% of their health. You can literally kill them with that ability. So just like Gideon, pretty squishy, deals a ton of damage, has these portals and projectiles, but the ultimate is pretty different. So the next god who can be compared to Gideon is Hades. Hades is actually pretty different to Gideon. He has high sustain and is not squishy at all. He is like a bruiser. He can also be played in solo lane, but I prefer him in middle lane as a mage. His first ability can be compared to Gideon's portal. He dashes through the ground and when he comes up he deals damage. So it's like a portal but with extra damage, and actually pretty much damage if you level the ability up. With his second ability I actually didn't find out exactly what it does, but if he hits enemies with it they get a debuff or something like that, or your other abilities get an extra effect if you use it on enemies you've hit with your second ability. I think sometimes enemies can't use their abilities for a short duration and sometimes they even have to turn around. I'm not pretty sure about that right now, but what I can tell for sure is Loki, a god who is pretty similar to Kalari, he can go invisible. If you hit him with this ability while he's invisible, he gets visible again. Hades' third ability is his main damage ability and a heal. If he hits enemies with it, he does a great ton of damage. Hades has also a passive, like every other god in Smite as well, but if he hits an enemy with a basic attack, or with his first ability, his main damage ability deals even more damage and heals him. This is also something that makes him really sustainable. Now we come to his ultimate, which is the real reason why I think Hades is a good comparison to Gideon. His ultimate is actually exactly the same as Gideon's before his ultimate got changed. He deals a great ton of damage in a circle around him. He flies a bit up at that point where he is standing, just like Gideon with his black hole, and enemies in this circle are getting drawn towards the center. He deals a huge ton of damage, I mean like really huge. He deals like 800 to 1000 magical damage or something like that. and well, the enemies are in stun, so he can be attacked actually pretty well. But he gets also a shield over the duration of his ultimate, which helps him out a lot, I think. So Hades is everything else than squishy. He is great sustain, but there's also something he needs, I think, because all his abilities are like you have to get close to the enemy. Gideon was always like, yeah, stand behind and shoot your meteors at the enemies, but as Hades you have to go all in all the time. So I hope you guys like this comparison of Gideon to Janus and Hades. Maybe some of you got into Smite as well, just like me right now. I'm still learning a lot about the game, but I think I've got pretty much into it. The gods that I don't play, I have no idea what their abilities are, and if I play against these, this makes it pretty hard for me. With the Janus I even got my best game. It took about an hour, I think, and I got 31 kills and 6 deaths. If you would like to watch the gameplay, just write it in the comments, then I would upload it, maybe in a shortened version, because an hour of gameplay is pretty long. So if you guys like this Smite content and maybe these comparisons, tell me about it in the comments, let me know about it, and I will upload some more Smite content, just as you wish. I also still have some Paragon clips, so if you would like another Paragon cinematic, just write it in the comments. But they are mostly Belika and Gideon clips, because I played them the most. This would probably be the last one I am able to edit, since Core and Predecessor are coming out. I really hope they add a cinematic mode, just like we had in Paragon, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to edit such cinematics. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and just like always, thanks for watching and have a beautiful day!